Hello everyone, this is Ross from retrodreambeam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into all the crazy stuff we were shipping out today on Tuesday. I woke up to like 38 notifications, bunch of sales overnight. This is finally like what it felt like a couple years ago, eBay full-time. But this is a weekday. Obviously, it's the fourth quarter. Holidays are around the corner, but this is super good. We're just going to jump right into it. The first thing is this German armored trains on the Russian front. This is going to be like a military book right here. This is going to be a soft cover. This has a lot of pictures. It just has like historical information. I always talk about the military books. We get them like really cheap. People like reading them. We've been selling them for 5 years at this point. So, but we like the ones that there's like a specific tank or like a topic or like a specific war or historical figure. This ended up going for $10.63 plus shipping. Everything's going to be plus shipping. I had another one, so I actually relisted it at the storage unit. I made sure that the pictures would have been the same from the first one to the second one. Sometimes I have to make sure that if there's any like writings on another one, I always check. That's why I make a note for myself to check. Then I would have to update the pictures. All right, next up is RAFM, R-A-F-M, Iron Lords, the Realms of Arcosis. These are going to be great bases right here. Great as in there's like a little grating, like a sewer grate or something, some kind of drain down there. And then there's the slot. These are going to be metal bases. I think these are probably like 25 millimeters. I do pretty well with the miniature bases. I think a lot of people are picking up the miniature bases to do hobby projects over the holidays or over the, cold weather. So they're staying inside and working on stuff. So Rafham's just like one of those older vintage miniature companies. I've sold a lot of their stuff. I think they have a ton of stuff. So yeah, this ended up going for $7 to repeat buyer. I have a bunch of different types of bases. All right, moving along. I like to list sleeves when I get like collections of board games that are sleeved or card games that are sleeved. I will actually unsleeve stuff. It takes a little bit of time, but if there's enough of them and of a certain color, I will then list them. These are really cool. These were aqua, like green ones. These are good quality. It looked like the person had just sleeved like the board game and then they like never played it or maybe once. These only went for $5.54, but for some of the ones with the arts on the backs that aren't in print anymore, I will do pretty well. Those are usually by like Fantasy Flight Games. There's also some like vintage shiny ones that I got from the early 2000s. I got recently. I have to list them. I think I can sell those for more because those are from like 2008 or something. All right. I just happened to remember I used some of them when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Way back in the day. Next up is going to be this GPS trainer right here. Remember, I got a bunch of stuff from like a storage unit or something. It was like someone else just moving their stuff and I was around and happened to buy some stuff. So yeah, someone's going to put this program in and learn how to use a GPS tracker thing type of thing. I'm not too sure too much about this one. An upselling for $10, so someone's going to have fun messing around with that. All right, next up is going to be 3 dice for the, I think it's the Modifius Conan RPG. Conan, like the barbarian, there's like an RPG. These are D6, and then they have a special symbol. It's like a bird or something right there. They have actually multiple different symbols on this. So these are specific to the role-playing game. Usually these packs, like you'll have to buy packs of like 6, 12, or 18 depending on what game it is. And then sometimes they're like vintage and super rare because usually these companies, they don't make too many accessories alongside like their main product. But yeah, these ones end up going for $39.99. I can't remember like what a full set would be, but yeah, I do pretty well with the dice when I get like a bunch of different random ones. I'll look into it. All right, next up is going to be Reaper Miniatures metal bases. These ones are super cool. So a lot of people will have just like generic bases, but like the ones that I just sold earlier, they have like a little sewer grate. So let's say if you're doing some kind of like rats or crocodiles or something, miniatures, or you want a themed, these ones are like well textured wooden plank miniature bases. These are going to be smaller ones. There's also like a random little wooden base right here, like a terrain accessory piece. It's not actually a base, but yeah, a bunch of bases here. So someone could do like a pirate themed or something. And then because the bottom is textured, it's like fun to paint and dry brush over it. So yeah, these end up going to repeat buyer. It might have been, they might have done a combo order with the other bases. I would have to see. Sometimes people pay separately when they like buy something, they see something else that they like. So $16.79 for those. Those look super cool. All right, next up, combo order, but they did like 2 combo orders. So let me see how much it was. 60 plus 30 plus, so $100 for these. So it's gonna be mostly these Blitz miniatures. I don't know if this is the same person that bought the 10 over the weekend. I have a bunch of these, so I still have more of these were made in the UK. I think these are like World War II ones, I believe. So yeah, a lot of these packs just have like a couple of infantry of various weapons or stances. So yeah, a bunch of these. And then they also got these battlefield miniatures right here. I don't know if these ones were made in the UK, but yeah, they also got like some of these orange packets. So a bunch of these, people like to use them. They make their dioramas. They use them for games, maybe just for painting or for collecting. But yeah, $100 for those. That was super lucky. All right, next up, right here. I have to like focus more on the military miniatures. There's like some auctions I go to and there's more military miniatures there, and I need to like actually focus on getting them, realizing like how much we actually sell of them. All right, I'm never like crazy informed on all of them. I know like the websites and stuff to like look them up, but it does take a little bit of time, but people like them, and then I get my biggest combo orders with that. All right, next up is going to be Massive Darkness 2. This is going to be, it's upside down, it's fine. This is going to be 2 token sheets for the board game. So 1, 2 right here, they're unpunched. Massive Darkness is a game that's been recommended to me. It doesn't look like my style. It's going to be like a fantasy dungeon crawl game. It's by Cool Miniatures or not. They do other things like Zombicide, and there's a Marvel champ. They do a bunch of stuff. I don't know if they do Marvel Champions. Marvel United. There you go. But yeah, I just don't like the Cool Miniatures are not coming to other people, which is kind of like fighting words because a lot of people in the board game industry they like that type of game. I always feel like it's slightly less. I like the games to be a little bit more complicated or more detailed or more intricate and get to dive deep into them, if that makes sense. So like my type of fantasy game would be like Kingdom Death Monster, that's dark horror fantasy. There's going to be Descent, Journeys in the Dark. There's like the Gloomhaven universe. I'm trying to think. Oh, Mage Knight is like a more complicated solo game. But yeah, this sheet for $12.31. I do know that there's also a lot of stuff, so it's overwhelming for me to like try to even think about to get into those games. But people are going to use those for some extra tokens. All right. Next up, we have, it's the Virgin Adventure game, Books Escape from Colditz. Right there, you are the hero. Yeah, there you go. We got this one. It looks like some kind of like murder mystery or something, or some kind of like military one. This is interesting because you got a bunch of choose your own adventure books, all sorts that I hadn't seen. A lot of them were like made in the UK, so like stuff we had never seen before. We still have like 100 or so to like go through, either read ourselves, because like I know I set a bunch aside when we got the whole collection. It was like 500 or 600, maybe more of these books, but $10 for this one. They had prices all over the place. Some were rare, some were not. But yeah, people like to get to go through those, and you get to pick like your path. All right, moving along, we have like a vintage board game, but just the maps from it. It's 2 maps for Empire of the Rising Sun. I think this is the thing by Avalon Hill with the red box there. There was one time I sold, so these are in pretty good quality. There is some like pencil mark. Someone did a little bit of pencil mark here, but like you can barely see it. You have to like really look, and it's not like in the way. I think someone just wanted some like rules notes there. But yeah, I remember we had a return for this game where it was like incomplete. And then now I end up selling like the maps, and I end up selling the box. And then there were some other sheets that we still had that I relisted. So I'm back into making the money from the return. I know returns suck, but you can always relist something. Just because someone else returns an item doesn't mean that the item is now no one wants it anymore. It's just that one person doesn't want it. But yeah, this went to a repeat buyer for $12.31. All right, moving along, we have Albert Wesker. This is going to be Resident Evil deck building game promo card. It's like a foil one. There's 3 different versions of this promo card. I think they might have different abilities. I've never played this game. But yeah, I have another one, so I relisted it. I actually have a bunch of these, so I kind of have a lot of them. I keep getting into the sale for it. Sometimes I'll like raise the price by 50 cents or $1 just to see if I can get a little bit more for it. This one I got $13.59, but people like to add promo cards or different villains or basically different expansions. And sometimes it's just like a single card for a board game, and then you get a lot to do a lot more within the game. All right, moving along, we have 4. I don't know why I sold the other set, and now I sold these as well. I guess I kind of listed these recently. These are going to be coasters. This is going to be Cheeseburger in Paradise, I guess. And then it says Island Ale in the back. I don't know too much about this one, but yeah, it's a cool like art style. So like if you're having a little party, obviously people are doing like Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving, the holidays, various sorts of celebrations coming up, birthdays. It is a cool little art thing. $6.71. So I think we probably just grabbed those bunch of coasters at a estate sale. That would be my guess. All right, moving along, we have HeroClix, Sealed Thing, Harley Quinn, and the Gotham Girls. This is going to be a Fast Forcers. You've seen me sell like lots of the HeroClix figures. This is one of the ways that they're packaged. Fast Forces, this is kind of like a mini starter set. It's called Fast Forces because you can buy this and you can make a couple different teams. You can make a team of 100 points. You can make a team of 400. Usually goes up to like 600, I think, if you use all the figures. And they're kind of designed to be like good figures with decent abilities. They're never like super complicated, and they're also not too simple. So yeah, sometimes these come with dice and maps. This one just, I think, only has the figures, maybe a map. I don't actually know. No map for this one. So yeah, people like Harley Quinn, DC. This ended up going for $12. So it's not a lot. It's just 6 figures, but it's still like a sealed pack. So they're kind of like awkward clamshells. I don't think these are the best way to, I mean, they're miniature figures, so you have to make it like a certain width. All right, next up we have Disney store, Winnie the Pooh, like a photo album right here. Really good quality one with nice art, 40 pages. This thing, on the back, it says like Disney Store. So I'm just going to have a little photo album. Maybe it's like a holiday gift, probably. This ended up going for $10.07. So they probably sent that offer because they want like a specific exact amount. So, and then I have talked about this before between ourselves, where like sometimes people will send like, if they send a specific like penny amount at the end, so 10.07, that probably means that's like the offer that they want to do. So even if you go like lower than it, they probably just want, some people just like seeing that exact number. So all right, we usually like that's the person's best offer. All right, moving along, we have Thunderstorm. This is going to be like a noise soundtrack CD, super cool one. I don't think we got this with all the other CDs, so I'm not too sure. I don't remember where I got this one from. I think I actually got like, actually I do remember now. I just pulled this out of nowhere. Yeah, we got like 20 or 30 of these different CDs, and then they had different like soundtracks and stuff. And people like to go to sleep to this stuff, or they like to relax to this stuff, or study to this stuff, or do some other hobby while having specific noises. $12 for that one. All right, next up, another Choose Your Own Adventure book from that collection. It's Mickey's Christmas Carol Adventure right here. So this is going to be a hardcover. It's like a bigger one, so you read it to like a kid, or they can actually just read it themselves. So yeah, nice big font. This ended up going for $19.99. Same thing where you get to choose your little options on the bottom and see where the adventure takes you. All right, next up is going to be really cool. 1993, like one of the first Warhammer 40K. This is going to be like a little intro sheet that you get when you get one of those big box starter sets. So yeah, this is super old. Like I said, 1993, just a little intro sheet. This ended up going for $14, but yeah, I just thought that was like a cool one. You see like the little vintage pictures down here in the corner. All right, next up, it's been a while since we sold an empty tin Bokar coffee tin right here. This one was, I don't know if someone, actually, this was designed for savings, because it says for savings. It has a little slot on top right there, so it's a coin bank. And I used to pick up coin banks. That was a thing that we had a lot of fun selling. We would probably still pick them up if we saw them now. It was more popular during 2020 and 2021. I remember that was like where coin banks were selling more for us. But yeah, $12.99. But just because something's not at its like top price anymore doesn't mean you should ignore it, if that makes sense. It just means it's not at its, it's not a phase right now, but it might come back around. If you have a bunch of coin banks listed and it goes through another hot phase, you'll be ready at that point. So that's how I think of it. I always keep track of like what has had a hot phase before, because it might come back around. All right, and then sometimes stuff that doesn't even have a hot phase yet might have its own phase. Next up is going to be one miniature, but I'm not too sure where it is. It's going to be just like a random goblin. He has like a musket. It's like 1 inch. It's metal. I couldn't figure out like what brand it was from, like what brand it was. So can't see it. I'm sure it's right here in one of these piles. But yeah, it's sold for $14.40. I just took a good close-up pictures. All right, moving along, we have Settlers of Catan. These are just going to be clay and wheat resource cards. Settlers of Catan is a very important board game in the history of board games. It was like the mid-2000s where it got a lot of people to branch out from stuff like Monopoly, Twister, and Clue. A lot of people just really played Settlers of Catan, where you're trying to get 10 victory points. There's like no combat. There's trading, so you get to like talk to the people you're playing at the table. You have some hexes in the middle with different resources. You just roll your dice. Whoever has stuff near the dice number that's rolled. So if you have like a house near an 8 on a brick, or a clay thing, you get a clay card, and then there's like 6 or 7 things that you can use your cards, and then you can make trades. Next person's turn, they roll the dice. People love this game. It really did explode board games into like what it is today, and I don't know how many people realize that. I would say some more modern games like Wingspan or something are the things that people think of today, but like yeah, mid 2000s, 2008, 10 or something. I would have to look into like when exactly it exploded, but $8.99 for more of these cards. These are the resource cards you trade. So sorry, it was a lot of that. So someone just wants some extras. All right. And I'm not too sure if this was a viewer. They sent like a message about someone else. They had some styrographs or something. I think I'm saying it wrong. It's like that craft thing where you like, you do all the spins with color pencils and markers. They asked if I wanted to buy them, but I said that I don't, but that they should give the eBay app a try. Just go ahead and list them and see if someone else will pick them up. But if it was a viewer, thank you very much. We appreciate it. All right. I just couldn't 100% tell. Next up is going to be Virtual Villagers right here. This is going to be like a PC game. Never played this one. It looks some kind of like What is the game? Oh, it looks like some kind of like Sims game. It does have like little villages and stuff with your people that you're building up, and it is kind of like, it doesn't look too complicated. This is, I've never seen it before, so I got a couple of these. This one's going to be a two pack, so the Lost Children and a New Home. This ended up going for $27.99. All right, so they're gonna have fun playing that one. Honestly, there's a bunch of different types of games I would play if I had way more time, and that looked like one I would play because I like stuff like Animal Crossing for the GameCube. I like that game a lot. All right, last thing, Swords of Wizardry of Reloaded. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I was making sure. It's a quick start little page booklet right here. This one's super cool. Is this one old? It looks like it could be old. It says like 1974. I don't know if that's just saying like when the company started, or, but yeah, cool little adventure book, like a quick start book. You read this, and if you like what you see, you kind of go ahead and you go and buy all the other stuff. But yeah, people like the Swords and Wizardry role-playing game stuff. It's like kind of like adjacent to Dungeons and Dragons. This is going to Repeat Buyer for $15.12. I also had, that's another thing where someone sends like a specific offer, they probably want that, you know, the zero at the end of their final purchase. But yeah, I remember this person's name. I think they pick up a lot of RPG stuff from us, and they pick up all the weird stuff. And I know a lot of people read all of the lore. They don't have to play all the RPGs. Most role-playing game players, they usually joke about how they have like, you know, too many books compared to how much time they have to play, but they do enjoy the whole reading the lore of these different worlds, and they do enjoy playing them. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help support us, take a look at our links down below. Have a good one.